7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blonde Blitz Super Bowl 58 recap. Got my dog Cannoli here because he won't leave me alone. And as always, we have the one and only, the Queen of New York, Miss NIKKI.
Yes.
How
Deb,
are you, Nick?
I am surviving, I guess.
I think that's a really good word at this point.
Surviving. Listen, guys, unless you've done Super Bowl week, I don't think you quite understand. And I've done guest spots this week. I am so sorry, guys. I think the cold might be getting worse. The voice is getting, but Deb says I sound sexy.
You sound sexy. I say go with it and just go with it. Yeah, no, and like you said, I mean, we had an amazing time. I feel like I just saw you, but it's been a couple days. But it's, you know, the second you get back from Super Bowl, you know, it took me and Richard, our friend Richard was with us doing content and kind of helping out. It took us 7 hours to get back from Vegas.
7?
It's usually a 4-hour drive, but because there was so much traffic coming back from the Super Bowl that it took 7 hours to get back.
Oh my God. So did you work in the car? Did he drive while you worked, or did you take turns?
No, it was just too much to work and drive. Like I get motion sickness. So I was like, no, we just kind of powered through it. I slept a little bit because God knows we didn't sleep at all.
Sleep. What is sleep? Yeah. Oh my God. There's no sleeping, eating, drinking water. Like it is just go, 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 go. It's a very cool and awesome experience. But unless you've done it and you've been on the other side, you don't quite know what exactly to expect. So,
and guys, we have all of our content. We talked about this at the live stream that we did at the $1 Million Mingle on Saturday, but we covered so many events. We had like 3 or 4 events a day. We have all of that content coming. We were just so busy in the moment, and we wanted to get absolutely everything we could for you guys. So we're editing, and we're getting everything together, and we'll be releasing all of that. So all of those interviews are coming, and we can't wait for you guys to see it.
Yes, they are coming. We apologize for lagging behind. Deb has like a show she's working on. I've got to work. So, I mean, it's just, we're working on it. But hey, you know what? The content's still good. So,
yeah,
some of these interviews are so great. So it doesn't matter.
Right. We'll be releasing everything probably we have a month and a half, 2 months of content.
Yes, we really do. Not even joking, guys. So it's all good stuff. We'll get to it. Just waiting for that big fat contract, Deb, so we could do this full time.
Right, absolutely. So, NIKKI, what did we were together Saturday night. You hopped on the plane. Tell me about Super Bowl. Where did you watch it? What are your, where'd you watch it?
So home. I got home just as Reba McEntire was finishing up the national anthem, because we flew out at we left for the airport at 3 in the morning.
I didn't hear you, by the way.
Oh, good. I was trying not to wake you guys up.
Yes, good job.
And we got to the airport. Vegas airport is huge. I don't know if you guys have ever flown in. Oh my gosh. It's like a theme of the week. Everything is a 9-mile walk.
Yes. We each walked, I think we clocked it. We walked 7 miles a day.
Yes.
It was about 7. And everyone I've talked to, I've talked to a couple of people. Hi, everybody out there who contact wise. I talked to everybody and was like, how was the walking? Everyone's exhausted. People are barely alive. Yeah. I'm just walking.
It was a lot. I think Allie totaled our steps up for us. I think we were at something crazy, 70,000 for 5 days. I don't know. It was something outrageous.
In
heels, guys.
In stilettos, yes.
In heels. It's the behind the scenes stuff that you don't see, right? The blisters on the feet and the exhaustion. Yes.
We're dancers, so former dancers, so we can handle the blisters on the feet.
Deal with it.
So what you got in right as Reba McEntire was singing the national anthem.
Yeah. And I wanted to collapse. I really did. Our flight was a little bit delayed because we had a layover in Charlotte, and something was wrong with the carpet in the plane, and they were trying to get maintenance. And I'm just so exhausted, and I'm I just want to go home. You know that feeling when you're just over like your trip or whatever you're doing. You just want to go home. You're like so close, right? It's like an hour and a half. I just wanted to land in Newark. So by the time I got home, I honestly didn't know if I was going to be able to stay awake for the actual game. I was so tired, but it was like, I've come this far.
Yes.
Right.
Well, and that's the funny thing about Super Bowl week is like we got there on Monday. We were there for opening night, and then obviously all the festivities. And it's like by the time you get to Sunday, you're so exhausted, you almost don't want to go to the game, or you almost don't want to watch. I mean, obviously we have to, and we always do because we're obsessed with football, and that's like what we do for a living. But like it's just you're like, oh my god, the game's like, and a lot of people fly out Saturday night. It's just like the way it is. Like all the players and stuff, they don't stay because they're not playing. Why would they go out to do all Media Row and all the events and all the hoopla, and then they get on a plane Saturday night as well. So
I'm glad that feeling's normal because I've never done it before. So by the time I hit Sunday, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't even want to watch this game. Like, I'm so tired. I feel like we've had so much coverage. I mean, of course you want to watch it, but you're just kind of like, I don't want to say over it, but you've been so consumed by it. By the time you get to the game, it's like complete exhaustion. And then of course it has to go to overtime. So it's like 11:30. I'm like, I just want to go to sleep.
Well, I watched it. I was lucky enough to be with Frank Nicotero, who does a show, and I posted it on my IG. He does a show called Punchlines at the South Point Casino with Alex White, both amazing. And they had a VIP table at the sports book, so I was able to watch the game there. Very excited. Frank wound up doing some herkies when San Francisco.
Oh, you did? Oh, all right, Frank. Did you get that on video? Did you?
I was so mad. I had him redo it. I didn't hit. And first of all of my storage ran out. We know that.
Right. Right. Deb had a storage problem.
So I didn't. Yeah, I just kept on like.
That was great. She just comes up to us and she's like, "Yeah, all my storage is full. I can't transfer anything." I mean, so this is like the things you guys don't see, right? The panic that sets in, like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Who's got extra phones and cameras and chargers?
I've got an interview with Tim Brown, Hall of Fame, and I don't have storage on my phone. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's
panic.
And the batteries and having everything prepped, and we made it though. We did it.
We made it. We're here. Blonde Blitz is here. So what did you think? What were your overall thoughts about the Super Bowl? You just want to go team by team? You want to start?
I mean, we were right. It was a low scoring game.
Low scoring.
Like I said during the live feed, I was shocked that a lot of the athletes that I interviewed, former and current, were like, "Oh, it's going to be 30s."
Yeah, they were in the 30s with their score, right?
Yeah.
And Deb and I went in the 20s. So
and it's still crazy to me that they were in the 30s, but we went 20s. I went 21-20 KC. So I mean, I feel like I was pretty close.
Yeah,
I didn't call the overtime though, but I was excited to go into overtime. But I thought, I mean, San Francisco should have won that game. I feel like they played a way better game. I feel like Kyle Shanahan, whoever called that coin toss, and people can debate me here. It's fine. We can have a conversation about it. But whoever called that coin toss for San Fran to play in overtime to get the ball, I think lost that game for them. I think.
Well, they claim they didn't know the rules, right?
Exactly, right. They didn't know the rules, and we were a little bit, even in the sports book, we were a little like, wait, what's going on? Like, if they the first one to score, but you forget what 2 years ago they changed that rule and they both get the ball, So, but no, I was excited to see into overtime. There hasn't been a lot of overtime in Super Bowls in the past. I think there was only one or two others that had happened. So yeah, I had it up to my phone. I had it on my phone, but hold on. So yeah, it was in 56 Super Bowls, only one had gone into overtime. That was in 2017 when New England Patriots won the title in a comeback victory against the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, right. Okay, right.
So that one, and then this one. And then I think there was one more actually too. But so I think that's three. But yeah. Anyway,
I was mad that it was going to overtime.
Was you tired?
I was so tired, and I had this cold, and I like felt the sickness coming on like Friday. And you know when you like tell yourself like this isn't happening, like you try to will it out of yourself, but your body is just like, no.
I could tell at the Lee Steinberg party, NIKKI was like not over it, but over it. Like we had a blast at the party, and you know, Jen Welcher was honored. It was amazing to see her up there, and Odessa Jenkins gave her the award, and so did Lee, and it was just a really, really, really special moment. And I can't wait to she's in Florida somewhere. I can't wait to talk to her when she gets back to LA. But I could tell you weren't feeling well. I was going up to the bar for another drink because I had paid for a ticket, and NIKKI just looked at me and was like, "I gotta go."
I just like
You're sick.
My throat was on fire, and I was like, Allie, feel my head. She's like, you are literally burning up. I'm like, I gotta get air. It was hot in there, and I was just like, I don't feel good. Like I have to get air. And then we had like the live stream coming. I was just like, please make it through this last little part, you know, without shutting down. But so the game's going to overtime, and I'm just like, are you effing kidding me? Like I just want to sleep so bad.
Right. Well, and also too, I mean, I actually wanted to see it go into double overtime because that's the first time it would have ever happened because the rule changed 2 years ago. So that would have been super cool, you know, to be there when that happened. But obviously it didn't. And you know, Kansas City scoring the last 3 seconds of the game was extremely exciting. I was, you know, bummed to see Kansas City win because obviously I was shooting for San Francisco. Everybody in the sports book pretty much was a San Francisco crowd.
Yeah.
But you know, Patrick Mahomes always seems to pull through.
Always. Well, I guess, you know, my knock really on the Niners is why didn't you use CMC more? Like what? Like it was like why they take this Ravens playbook and then like not run the ball? You know, I just when they were running the ball, Kansas City was getting gas. So it was like, why did the game wasn't out of hand. I feel like this is exactly what we said about the Ravens game. Like the game wasn't out of hand. It was very manageable. It was winnable. Why did you go away from the run? Like,
yep. And that was a big note too. Yeah. Like they should have run the ball a lot more for sure. And also too, I'm itchy. Always on camera, right?
Always.
And I mean, can we discuss this? You know exactly what I'm about to say. Can we discuss this blow up with Travis Kelce? I'm still upset. I'm still that bothered. And I mean, everyone's talked about it. I know by this time it's all news, but I don't care. I was extremely bothered to see him do that. First of all, because I'm such a big Andy Reid fan. I mean, he's up there with Bill Belichick at this point as far as one of the top, you know, coaches in the league ever. And I'm sorry, like you just can't blow up like he did at him, and you know, he probably didn't on purpose. He caught him off balance, but you don't lay your hands on people. That's just not A, something you do, and B, people in general, and then C, you don't do it for your coach. And I know, and I was kind of mad that the media turned it so fast, like, oh, it's Travis Kelce, like you knew that he wasn't going to be reprimanded for it,
right?
And you know, and AJ Brown had posted something on X, and apparently it wasn't actually AJ Brown that said it, but AJ Brown was like, "If that was me, I would be out of the league," and I agree. I totally agree with that. Even though it was apparently not an AJ Brown who said it, was somebody pretending to be AJ Brown, and the media picked it up. But yeah, I just thought it was super disrespectful, and we saw his true colors. And I mean, I love Jason Kelce. I mean, I've met him. He's been down the Jersey Shore. I've never met his wife, but you know, he's been the nicest man ever, and he seems like a great family man. But Travis, like, I think he's just too big for his britches now. Maybe this whole Taylor Swift thing is really like blown his mind out of
proportion a little bit, maybe.
I don't know what your thoughts on it are.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, you try to be professional in professional setting. Not that I'm gonna say that he was right or take his side, but as somebody who is a reactive person and sometimes can't control like what comes out of my mouth, I get it. I can only imagine like how fired up I would be if I was a football player, like, because I know that I have things fly out of my mouth. So I'm not saying it was right. It is probably such a bad example.
Yeah, I mean, the fumble, obviously, Pacheco fumbling, like Kelce probably would have. I mean, Pacheco usually would have caught it. That would have made that play work as well. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get the frustration, but
I'm sure hey, it made for great memes. Like I even made a meme for my own company, right? So everybody's using it. At least they can make a joke out of it. Like, no, in a perfect scenario, obviously, no, I don't agree. You don't listen. You put your hands on me, you might not like what comes back at you. So don't put your hands on people. Respect them. But I do understand how hard it can be to control your emotions, especially since like I can pop off. So I get all sides of it, but hey, the memes have been great.
They actually have been. Well, and I also didn't like, after the Super Bowl, I was out to dinner and, I was getting all of the media availabilities through my phone and I was reading everything and, the script and the audio files of everything. And like, I don't know, right away it was just like, oh, I love him. And, but like, he didn't even like apologize for it. He was just like, I love him. And we talked about it and it's all love. And I don't know, it just was right away just because they won. It was like, it just was right away. It just gave me the ick. I got the ick.
NIKKI always pops off. I know. I'm sorry. Listen, every year I tell myself at the beginning of the year, I'm going to work on this. Let's not be such a reactive person. But if you guys saw what I posted on my story today, I don't know if you saw that meme where it's like, your brain, don't do it. Don't say it. Just let it go. It's not worth it. And then it's like, listen here. And then because it's exactly how I am. I'll be like, don't do it, Nick. It's not worth it. And then it just comes out of my mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, too, I thought it's just as far as the game, I thought Brock Purdy could have performed better than he did. His throws were really, he was just off. His throws were really low. CMC, I thought, did the best. He probably would, if San Francisco would have won, he probably would have gotten MVP, which I had called previously, but obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, I agree. He should have gotten the ball more. Kittle didn't do much.
No.
And honestly, Kelce didn't do a lot either.
No. I just feel like, you look at the teams, and I think a lot of us could have said, hey, San Fran's one of the most complete, if not the most complete team, top to bottom here. And they were just off. And I remember saying, listen, this team starts slow a lot of times, like in these big games. Sometimes they're just off to a slower start. They're off a little bit. And I don't know what happened there. I don't know what, like, the game plan. We went away from it. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it just bothered me. It was like, how do you not just use CMC? How are you just, you just watch what the Ravens did, and had they kept running the ball, that probably would have been a different outcome, and maybe we would have gotten a different Super Bowl. So,
well, but Kansas City started off real. I thought Kansas City would start off hot, and they made a lot of mistakes that first half. I obviously, and San Francisco was way, definitely controlled the field in that first half. Absolutely. So it was definitely an interesting game with an interesting outcome.
But Deb, let me ask you. So, and going back to saying San Fran was one of the most complete teams, I feel like they have more talent on paper, aside from Pat Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
Than Kansas City. But can you make a case? I talked about this last night on a guest spot that I did, and we went on for a little bit, but can you make a case to say, like, if you've got the coach and you've got the quarterback, does it almost matter how much talent is around you if they can coach you up and elevate you to, take your game to the next level? It's like, if you've got Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, do you need this all-star core of wide receivers too on top of it? I mean, the Kansas City blueprint is kind of showing you that you don't.
Right. I mean, I always say you do. I mean, I think sometimes the quarterback is as good as what the weapons around him. But yeah, I mean, with Patrick Mahomes, that's a different story, because no, you're right. I mean, this wide receiver core that KC has this season definitely wasn't the strongest. And I think they stepped up at the end, and, Rice stepped up. And obviously Pacheco as a running back, was powerful. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good question. Like, but I always go with like the more weapons you have around you, the better. I mean, obviously.
Do you think that Kansas City model will affect wide receiver position and the money spent on them going forward?
I think so. Yeah. I think Kansas City is going to be a force to be reckoned with for the next couple seasons.
For a long time.
Yeah.
Darius wants to know if either one of us got to meet Kay Adams.
No, and I'm mad because
Oh,
I
I
loved
know.
it. I did get to meet MJ Acosta. Was very excited. She actually had to leave early for an event for NFL, and I got to sub for her on the pink carpet at the NFL Wives fashion show. So I was very honored, and that footage will be coming too because I did a bunch of interviews on that pink carpet, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But so no, MJ Acosta was great. Joy Taylor we met as well, also great. She did the Gridiron Girls with Jen Welter. She was nice as well. And then also I talked to Sibley.
Yes.
So I took a picture with Sibley Souls. She's great too. Interestingly enough, her and I went to the same media coach.
Oh,
so,
small world.
Idalis De Leon was our media coach. We took a picture for Idalis. And yeah, it was fun. So yeah, she did E-News first, and I knew her name from Adalis. And then when I saw her, I was like, it's the first question I asked. I was like, you studied with Adalis, right? And she was like, I did. And I was like, so did I. So we took a picture together. And then it was weird at the fashion show as well. Another of Adalis's clients was there repping Lexus because they had cars everywhere, and so she was the main.
Yeah.
Three of us had studied with Adalis that were in the same room.
That's great testimonials for her,
right?
I don't know who this lady is, but if you need media coaching, you can give her a call.
Yep, on camera media coaching. So
that's good. Maybe I should try it one time. No, we can't both be professional. One of us has to be unhinged.
You just have it naturally, Nick. You're good.
Yeah, sure. We'll just call unhinged. Yeah, that's natural talent. Sure.
What did you think of the San Francisco firing their defensive coach this morning?
I mean, I don't know. It was a little rash.
I'm shocked. And I when I got the text, I was like, I feel like Kyle Shanahan should fire himself.
I know a lot of people were saying that. Well, Deb, you're the expert on firing coaches. I mean, I think, I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all.
Some of the San Francisco, I wasn't expecting it at all. I mean, who gets to the Super Bowl and then fires their DC? It seems strange to me. I don't know the inner workings of the team. Obviously, they were one of the most balanced teams, as you said, most of one of the complete teams of the NFL this season. So we're like, why are you firing your DC? But I did read some San Francisco fans were like, oh, he needed to go. Like the defense is where our problem was. I don't think Nick Bosa is a problem, but
yeah. Okay. I don't know. How much can you listen to fans though? They all are crazy sometimes. Well, at least Giants Nation is.
And we should also take a moment just to pray for the people who were injured in the Kansas City parade today. Just to say that everyone thinking of your friends and family, anyone who was there or anyone involved in it, we're praying, and just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a topic that's not appropriate. You know, we can get into it. We won't talk about it on the podcast. I just don't know what's wrong with people, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, on a positive note, what did you think of the Usher halftime show?
I loved it, and I thought he was better than Rihanna, and I got some heat for that. But let me just preface this: I like Rihanna's makeup better than her music. Okay, like one of my top most hated songs is Umbrella. Like it just grates on my nerves.
Why?
I don't know. It's like Umbrella, Ella. I said, shut the fuck up already. Like I just can't. It's repetitive. It's annoying. She's got a couple songs I like, but I just, I like his music better. You know what's funny, Deb? And like now I'm showing my age. I remember watching Super Bowls like with my dad when I was younger, and I'm like, man, who are these people on the halftime show, right? My dad's like, they're catering to like my age. And I just remember thinking like, God, like I'm so old. But now I'm watching it at 39 and I'm like, yeah, Usher. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of kids out there like, why? Who is this guy? What is he doing? I thought he did good. Hey, if Usher wants to take his shirt off,
I was there for it.
It's fine by me, guys. It's fine by me.
He is 45 years old and took off his shirt and had an amazing six-pack. I was like, oh, hell to the yeah. Yeah,
that he could have done the whole show just standing there like that.
I agree.
Did you see the girl that fell off the pole though?
No.
Oh my
I
God.
missed that.
Yes. Yes. You got to find the clip. Is on Twitter. And I was like, oh my God. Oh shit. She did fall right off the pole.
Oh,
Poor girl.
no.
But as performers, no, you just get up and you just pretend it was part of the choreography.
Yep. Well, and I thought, to be honest, I thought and as a dancer, he out too fast. Like, I needed a little bit more of a build up to the start. And I was like, oh no, he could have gone on another like 30 seconds, like just prepping him coming on stage. But like, I feel like you saw him for like, the lights went up, you saw him, and then like 5-10 seconds, he was like singing. And I was like, oh wow, like I wanted more of a build up. I wanted to like, see, like have dancers blocking him, and then like this one moves and this one goes to the left, and then like he raises up.
I think we're so used to that, right? It's like, oh, okay, here come the dance, and then there's like the build, but he's just like caught up and just like he just went.
And I did love the skates. I thought that was a great touch. I mean, who knew? I'm not putting on a pair of skates anytime soon. So no, we're not doing that. They do that in LA though, right? Like rollerblading. They do it a lot, actually. I used to skate here when I was younger.
I could see you doing that with like your hair up in a high pony, rollerblading.
Yeah, it's fun, but
I bet Deb's got a picture somewhere in that phone of hers.
Oh, I definitely do. That's why
I definitely do, because Deb pulls out all these old pictures randomly. It's like, who has all this?
I never get rid of pictures on my phone. That's why I had no storage in the middle of
the storage problem, everybody. That's why. She's got yearbook pictures on there. I'm not even kidding you.
I also love it when he broke out with and then Little John came on, and then Ludacris came on. I literally screamed and jumped up. I was like, this, all of this. I was dancing in the sports book. Everyone in the sports book was going crazy when Ludacris walked out. So I thought it was great. I thought it started a little slow. I'd like to see Alicia Keys there. I thought that was a great touch. I did hear a rumor that NSYNC was going to possibly be there. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that was the buzz Friday. We were all chatting about who everybody was seeing. And well, but Deb, what did you think of the hug between Usher and Alicia Keys? Like everybody was like making much ado because she's married and she was so happy that he was hugging her. But to me, it's like, it's a performance, right? They're acting.
They're acting. It's a performance, and I'm sure they're friends. Like they've been in the business so long, and it's a big moment for Usher. I mean,
they did the song together. Like
it's a halftime show. Like, does everybody know how hard it is to like get there?
Yeah.
Like, that's the pinnacle of your career. You're asked to do a halftime show. He didn't even get paid. He just does it for the notability. Yeah, no, I think that was just they're both performers. They've been in this business for a really long time. And I think she was genuinely happy for him. And they were both there. Like, they both made it. He even said it to his mom. Like, I choked up when he's like, Mom, we did it.
And he got married right after the Super Bowl. He got married. So everybody's making this big deal about the hug moment between him and Alicia Keys. Like, I'm sure it's part of the choreophy. And they rehearsed it for months. So everybody calm down. And her husband was like cool with it. Like, it's a performance.
They're friends. It's a performance. Like, guys, calm down.
Everybody calm down.
All right, Nikki, what else? Any interesting DMs you got during Super Bowl week? I would love to hear those.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody wanted to know if we had sexy fun. And, depends what your definition of sexy fun is. If you mean shoving food in our face very quickly at a dinner table and running and helping zip each other's clothes up, maybe. Yeah. I mean, if that's sexy fun, I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah. We did take some fun pictures at media night. So, actually, we have that fun, sexy red one that would be good for Valentine's Day.
Ooh,
what's that? I'll send it to you before you post it. Make sure you like it. Okay. That's what we do here. You can't be posting these crazy bad pictures of each other. You got to make sure the other one's cool with it,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But that was mostly the DMs. Everyone wanted to know. And they were nice this week. It was either like, they wanted to know what you and I were doing or what we will be doing. And then it was, are you guys going out or who did you meet? And I apologize. A lot of you were like, can you really, you're talking about these interviews, but can we release them? And it just really is so difficult to be there, do the interview. Listen, when you're the one like creating the content and then you got to edit the content, you're on camera, it's hard. So we will get it all to you, I promise.
Absolutely will. And honestly, too, you know, the season is over, but Nikki and I are going to continue doing the show. We're going to take next week off just because we need a break. Just a little bit of a break. And then we're going to come back and, you know, continue with the show. We'll talk about Combine, which is coming up. I mean, it's coming up in 2 weeks. We made a ton of friends and contacts this week. I've already reached out to a lot of people, and we're going to have a lot of interviews with current players. I might have been talking to a current Kansas City player today who is interested in coming on the show. We won't say who he is, but you guys might have to tune in on the 28th to figure that out. And might have a Super Bowl champion here on the Blonde Blitz coming soon.
All right.
Fingers crossed. But we'll you know, Nikki and I aren't going to stop. So we're keeping on going and always thinking of more creative things to bring you guys, more interviews, more NFL talk, combine, draft, free agency,
everything. Guys, it doesn't stop. I get that a lot. Well, what do you guys do in the off season? There's no off season for us because don't forget, Deb is still covering the Chargers. I still go to Giants, right? And we're there. And so I still got that coverage going on. So and then we've got the whole league we're covering. So like, it doesn't stop for us. It just, the show's a little different in the off season versus when we have games to talk about. But we're here all year. And I think the off season's a great time to get some good interviews in.
I agree.
But Deb, before we get on out of here, did you watch any commercials?
Oh, yeah, of course. We can't not talk
Super
about
Bowl commercials.
I did. You know what? I wanted to ask you about the Dunkin commercial. What did you think of it? I literally was like, oh my God, Nikki's all over this.
Dude, I want to be in this commercial so bad.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know how everybody has
been you instead of Jennifer Lopez, for sure.
Thank you. Obviously, I would like to look like Jennifer Lopez, but you know what? I think that trio was so great, and like Ben Affleck and Tom Brady have always been on my like top 10 list, right? Yeah. So I was like, oh, this commercial is so amazing. I think they did such a good job, and I really wanted that jumpsuit, but they sold out.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. And seeing Tom Brady, and actually I was watching something on YouTube too, and they had like the outtakes of it, and they were throwing the ball, and Matt Damon threw it to Tom Brady, and like Tom Brady threw it back, and then Ben's like, give it to me. Like, don't treat me like a child. A child. And then he threw it to him and like bombed him.
Yes. He's like, all right, then I really wasn't ready for that. But come on, Dunkin, we need this brand deal. I should be in that commercial.
You, like I'm telling you, you should have been in that commercial instead of Jennifer Lopez. Like,
what is who's Jennifer Lopez in the Dunkin world?
When you have the Queen of New York here, so
always in pink, always repping the Dunkin. I went off. We did Thunder and Lightning on Monday. I did a good 2 minutes on how great Dunkin coffee was for no reason.
And I can vouch, we had Dunkin coffee in the place in our Airbnb that we stayed at. So
Yes, I brought it with me. Well, I Instacarted it. I had to have it in some form. So yes, it's true, guys. It's really true. But other than that, you know, I don't know. I feel like the commercials were better when we were younger.
I agree. And I to be honest, I really just watched the Dunkin one. It was really in the sports book. It was really hard. They kind of like lowered the audio for the commercials. So people were talking. We were talking about the game, and you know, people were betting and whatnot. So I didn't really watch a lot of them, but I had to rewatch the Dunkin commercial just because I wanted to.
So good. Well, you guys,
Jesus one. Jesus apparently has $7 million to. I was like, Jesus has a lot of money.
Yes, Jesus can share some of this. Yeah, like.
Okay.
We'd like some of that. Give us a piece of that, Jesus. But no, I think all in all, listen, to wrap it up, we did end up with the two best teams. Best team in the league did pull it out. They did win. Congratulations to them. I am sick of seeing them win just as much as everybody else is. And you know what? I'm leaving on a happy note. I saw there was a lot of dads who were commenting that because of Taylor Swift, their daughter was watching football and they were bonding together. So everyone that's complaining about it, just can you shut up? Because that's a sweet moment. I don't even have kids, and I think that's a sweet moment, right? Because that's like one of the things that bonded me and my dad was watching football. So if Taylor Swift is helping that, I think that's great.
Yep. And I was about to say, I think that's a reason why both of us, I feel like, are in sports now, is because of our fathers.
Yes.
So the fact that Taylor, is getting little girls to watch the game, I think it's amazing. And I hated all the booing going on in the sports book every time they showed her. I was like, no.
Why? Yeah, we talked about that. I did a guest spot last night, and that came up, and I said, Deb and I get these questions all the time. I think you're doing Jake's Show Friday, and so we had just said that I talked about Jen Welter's camp. It was like Jen Welter week, and how great she was at like teaching, X's and O's, and there were things that I learned. Yeah,
we learned stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know anything about the game, obviously you could feel free to reach out to us. I know that we always get that. So we're happy to welcome new fans.
Yes.
We are.
All right, guys. Shall we say bye-bye?
Yes, make sure you guys follow us on That Sports Podcast Network. Like and subscribe, and make sure you like and subscribe to the Blonde Blitz. As we said, we are off next week, but we will be back the following week. Deb's got all these surprises, and I am just along for the ride. Thank you, everybody. Good night. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.